Welcome to Year 1 and 2's production of Baubles. It's winter outside, the weather is growing cold. Water is freezing in the ponds and lakes. Animals are sheltering to escape from the bitter wind. But somewhere in a school, not so very different to this one, all the children get very excited about Christmas. Their heads are full with dreams about presents and Father Christmas. The children were excited and were making lists of gifts that they wanted to receive. So excited that they completely forgot to decorate the Christmas tree that stood neglected in this corner of the school hall. Mr. Potts, the school caretaker, felt sorry for the tree that was bare and unnoticed. I know, I'll decorate the tree myself. I'll make a set of balls that are on the whole of the real story of Christmas. So that night, Mr. Potts worked late in his workshop painting and decorating a bauble for the school Christmas tree. I'll work with all my might, even if it takes all night, and I'll get this bauble finished for our Christmas tree. I'll work with all my might, even if it takes all night, and I'll get this bauble finished for our Christmas tree. In the morning, Mr. Potts felt very tired, but he made sure that he was at school long before any of the children arrived. I'll hand the bauble so that everyone will see it when they come into school. The first person to arrive was a little girl called Annie. She noticed the bauble and stood looking. She noticed the bauble straight away and stood looking at it. Soon the other children stopped to see what Annie was staring at. What a beautiful bauble! I wonder who put it up there. Look. There's a lot of people loading up carts and bags. Look, there's a picture on it. That's not the Christmas here. I wonder what it's supposed to be.
That's the town called Nazareth, almost 2,000 years ago. The Roman emperor had asked everybody to go back to their place of birth so that they could do a census.
What, all of them?
Yes, they all had to go. Some of them had very long journeys indeed.
Come on, we've got to get going.
Do we really have to go? Sure they wouldn't notice if we stay.
No, the Emperor said that we must go, so go we must.
But do we really have to save your mother? I'd find a nice inn or something.
We're lucky to have anywhere to stay at all. Everywhere is going to be packed. Now check that you've got everything you need and let's get on the road.
Something really
go back to class.
All that day, the children got on with their lessons. They ate volunteers and played outside their frosty playground.
At school, they waved goodbye to their friends and went home to tea.
Most of the children forgot all about the Christmas tree, but Archie just couldn't stop thinking about the ball boy who made it.
There'll be another one tomorrow.
That evening, Mr. Potts once again worked through the night.
I'll work with all my might, even if it takes all night, and I'll get this ball finished for our Christmas tree. I'll work with all my might, even if it takes all night, and I'll get this ball finished for our Christmas tree. In the morning, when Annie got to school, as early as she could, when she arrived, there was another bauble already hanging on the tree. Well, this one's even more lovely than the picture this time. It looks like 3 men on camels with long beards. What, the camels? No, of course, the 3 men. Look at the way that one's scratching his head. He looks like he's completely lost. We have a long journey ahead of us. Are you sure you know the way? Do I know the way? I was going to follow you. Why won't either of you ever just stop and ask for directions? Actually, I do which way we should go. We should look for the star in the north. No. Surely the star will appear in the south. Well, I think you're both wrong. We should look to the west. Our journey will take us far. We must follow a shining star. But which direction we just not sure. We're so confused we don't know anymore. I think I know. We must look to the west. Our journey will take us far. We must follow a shining star. But which direction we're just not sure. We're so confused we don't know anymore. I think I know. We must look to the south. Our journey will take us far. We must follow a shining star. But which direction we're just not sure. We're so confused we don't know anymore. I think I know. It's maybe clear of course. We must look to the north. Ridiculous. I'll ask Bernard. Bernard says we're all wrong. We should look for the star in the east. Oh, now you really have gone crazy. How on earth would Bernard know which direction to go in? That's easy. He's my cat now. He's right. Look, there it is. On the third night, Mr. Pop left work a little early to give himself a bit more time to finish the next ball.
Again, he worked through the night, and when he had finished, he was very proud of his work.
He hurried in the school and hung it on the tree.
That morning, many children went straight into the hall, anxious to see what the new bauble would look like.
is the best yet. I wonder who's doing all this for us. Look, this is a picture of a man walking and a lady riding a donkey. The donkey looks really tired, while the lady does look quite fat.
The lady's not fat, she's expecting a baby. They're travelling to Bethlehem, where Joseph was born.
Her back's hurting. We've got to keep going. We must get to Bethlehem before the baby is born. Not much further and we'll be there. Just think of the warm bed and hot meal that will be waiting for us when we arrive.
I've just settled for a bagel of hair.
Well, it was certainly a very long journey. When they got to Bethlehem, the city was packed with people looking for places to stay.
Have you got any room in your inn? Have you got any room in your inn? Oh, I'm so tired. There's so many people that I just want everyone to find a place to stay. Don't worry, I'll find us somewhere we can rest. Look, there are some more inns up this road. One of them is bound to have a free room. Stop your knocking and never let me in. A place is full of no more space, I just can't let you in. Stop your knocking and get up on your way. You'll have to find another place to stay. Stop your knocking and never let me in. A place is full of no more space, I just can't let you in. don't have anywhere for you to stay. I wish I could have. I really do. But you can see them and what is expecting a baby. Please, you must have somewhere we can stay. I'm afraid the only room left is in the stables where all my animals stay. But the stable is no place for a baby to be born. Even that is better out here on the street. We'll take it, please. Okay, At the end of the day, the children left for home, wondering what the next decoration of the tree would look like. Some of them knew the story of nativity already and guessed that it might be an angel or a bright star. Others thought it might be a pony or a bright yellow digger. Mr. Potts was determined to make a start on the next wiggle sprint, feeling more tired than ever. He went straight home and without even stopping for tea, set to work. I'll work with all my might, even if it takes all night, and I'll get this all finished for our Christmas tree. I'll work with all my might, even if it takes all night, and I'll get this all finished for our Christmas tree. The next morning, Archie was so desperate to find out who was behind the Christmas tree decorating. He got up, had his breakfast, brushed his teeth, and nagged his mum to get him as quickly to school as possible.
He arrived just in time to see a light being turned on in the hall.
He peered in through the window, fastened his nose against the glass.
It's Mr. Potts. He's the one who's making all of the baubles.
Then they saw just how tired Mr. Potts was looking. They felt very sorry for the caretaker. They were about to go speak to him when the other children started to arrive for school and immediately noticed the new addition to the tree.
Look at this little sheep. There's a shepherd on it too.
Look at the other side. There's a beautiful picture of a fairy.
That's not a fairy. It's an angel. Oh yeah, that makes more sense. But what does a sheep have to do with Christmas?
Ah, yes, the sheep. The sheep was about the shepherds. So the shepherds were in the field at night, and in the dark sky came a bright giant star. And as they gazed up, they were absolutely amazed. Ah, yes, the sheep. The sheep was about the shepherds. So the shepherds were in the field at night, and in the dark sky came a bright giant star. And as they gazed up, they were absolutely amazed. And there, surrounding it, the sky was filled with angels. They were so amazed.
Sheep doesn't look amazed. It looks like it's snoring.
You didn't have me in there, snoring.
Fear not, I bring you to great joy.
I do not know what she said by that snoring. I don't know how I can hear it either.
You must go to Bethlehem for today and little David, a baby will be born.
This is ridiculous. I know. I know. must have been very busy.
It must have been very important.
Did they travel so far to see a little baby?
Ordinary baby. That is the Son of God that was sent to earth almost 2,000 years ago to bring peace on earth.
When Annie and her sister left school, they couldn't stop thinking how Mr. Potts was tired. It was so kind of Mr. Potts to do all of these decorations for us, but he was so tired that I wish we could do something for him.
Fought and fall.
The sort of the Christmas story and birth of the baby.
What about the bubbles? And then they had a brainwave.
We will make a bubble for Mr. Potts and decorate it with baby Jesus. And then put it on the top of the Christmas tree. When they got home, they called their friends and asked for help. That evening, instead of watching TV or playing games, they brought together and bought some stuff for the ball.
They then folded, cut out and painted and made the finest ball that they possibly could.
Potts got to school in the morning. He was feeling miserable. He had meant to make one last decoration for the top of the tree, but he'd been so tired that he'd fallen asleep as soon as he'd got home.
He arrived at school. The door was open and the lights already on. He walked into the hall and was astonished to see that the children were already here to meet him.
Immediately noticed the bauble with Jesus on at the top of the tree and realized what the children had done. He was forced to pull out and wipe some tears from his eyes. It was a very beautiful tree indeed.
For watching. We hope you enjoyed our production.